What is up, guys? It is RSC6414 here with another video again. I'm doing a review this time on tonight's main event. It ended about 10 minutes ago. Overall, I gotta say this main event was pretty good. I thought that the Cesaro Orton match, which I'm gonna get to in a second, was just as good as any of the Raw matches this week. The Raw this week wasn't too great. I didn't make a review, but I'll do some more in the future. Uh, Let me get to the review. It started off, main event started off with Orton and Cesaro, Randy Orton and Antonio Cesaro. Some good action back and forth. It lasted probably about 20 minutes. I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes, not including commercials. Generally, main event matches, the first match on main event is generally the best one. If you watch it, generally. I don't have Ion, but generally I'll watch it somewhere else, like on the computer or at a friend or at just various places. The Cesaro Orton match, I gotta say, was pretty good. It was back and forth. There was one point in the match where Orton tried to do a vintage Orton, and Cesaro countered it and threw Orton over the top rope, and then he jumped over the top rope, but Orton hung on, and he was on the ring apron, and he threw Cesaro over, and Cesaro was going to try and suplex him, I think, off the ring apron onto the barricade. Orton pushes Cesaro off the barricade, and then Orton turns around and jumps off the ring apron and misses Cesaro and nails the barricade. And there was another point in the match where Orton tried to punch Cesaro, I think, or maybe he jumped off the top rope. I can't remember. I think it was outside the ring, and Cesaro threw Orton up, and Orton drilled his shoulder on the ring barricade. I mean, on not the ring barricade. Sorry, guys, the barricade. I thought that was pretty cool. And then it was back and forth. There was, I think, maybe Cesaro threw him up again in the ring and hit him with an uppercut like he generally does before he does his finishing move, the neutralizer. And that was a near fall. And then I think towards the end of the match, I can't exactly remember. I think Cesaro had him in some kind of submission maneuver. I forget what it was. I'm not exactly sure. Sorry, guys, but he had him in a submission maneuver. Orton got to the ropes, and then I think at one point Orton was getting beat up pretty bad. He started playing possum. Oh yeah, never mind. It was after the uppercut and the 2 count. Orton was playing possum a little bit, and out of nowhere, Cesaro picked him up, and I think he tried to punch him maybe, or Orton countered it and gave him the RKO out of nowhere for the 1, 2, 3, and that was in the match. Overall, like I said before a couple times, I think the match was pretty good. Generally, like the first main event match, it was pretty good. Some pretty good action. I really like Cesaro's in-ring work. He has really like the neutralizer, his finisher, and the uppercut's always pretty sick when he throws him up in the air and drills him right in the face. I used to follow Cesaro in his independent days when he was in Ring of Honor, and I think he was in Chikara some. It's Claudio Castagnoli, I forget it, I think that's his name. But I used to follow him a little bit. I really do like his in-ring work. I think him and Ziggler are some of the best in the ring as far as selling hits and maneuver and moves that are performed on them. I think they do a really good job of putting people over. I think Cesaro and Ziggler are two hardest workers in the WWE, in my opinion, or not the hardest workers, but they're definitely up there, top 5 in my opinion, as some of the hardest workers in the WWE. But yeah, overall the match is pretty good. I'm just giving you guys my opinion because this is one of my first videos, and you don't really know who I like, and I'm just explaining to you that I do like Cesaro's in-ring work. The next match of the night we had was, or no, it was actually the Raw Rebound where it showed John Cena and Ryback at the end of Raw when Ryback sort of showed the build up of the feud they're in, and then showed the Raw rebound where Ryback walked out on Daniel Bryan when the Shield was coming. At the end of the Ryback Kane match at Raw, Cena comes running out, and then it showed Ryback hit him with a chair. Then that took us to another video package reviewing Brock Lesnar and Heyman destroying Triple H's office in WWE headquarters. And then it showed the aftermath of Triple H cutting a promo in the ring while Paul Heyman is watching him live via satellite. That was okay because I've already seen it once, so it wasn't anything special. That takes us to our next match. If you watched main event last Wednesday, it was Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater was the second match. McIntyre and Mahal, the other two members of 3MB, got kicked out ringside and thrown out, and then Gabriel beat Slater with the I think it was 450 splash. Slater challenged him to a 3-on-3 tag match next week, which was tonight, and Gabriel he comes out and says, "You told me to choose two other partners. Here are my partners." He says Uso, and obviously when the Usos come out, they say, "When I say Us, y'all say O," and then yada yada yada. That's how it goes. They come out, do their little Samoan dance, and then the pyro goes off, pyrotechnics. Come out of the ring. This match was probably 5 minutes, was short, just like generally the second match of main event is. Some pretty decent action. I like the Usos, real fun tag team to watch. High flyers, create some excitement. Justin Gabriel too. Justin Gabriel wins with the 450 splash. There was one point where I think Slater hit Jey Uso with a big old super kick in the face. It was a near fall. Then Jey Uso was down and eventually got to tag in his partner Justin Gabriel. Gabriel comes running in, and then the Usos take out the 3MB members, so it leaves Gabriel and Slater, I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's who the two were. Gabriel ends up doing the 450 splash on Slater for the 1, 2, 3, and that's the end of the match. Gabriel Usos win. This takes us towards the end of the main event. That's that. Overall, I gotta say the show is pretty good. I don't really do ratings for main event, or I may sometimes. Maybe for Raw, occasionally I'll do some reviews like the ratings for each match. SmackDown, I'll definitely do them for the pay-per-views. But overall, give a rating of the actual show. Overall, I've got to say, out of 10, I'd give this show, main event, 7, mainly because the Cesaro-Orton match, I'd give that probably a 7. It was a pretty good match, maybe even a 7.5. I really enjoyed it. I knew Orton was going to win going in because obviously if you've read the wrestling articles recently, you've heard Vince McMahon isn't too fond of Antonio Cesaro. And, I mean, I don't know why I really like Cesaro. Maybe something happened backstage we don't know about. Sometimes Vince just doesn't like talent and doesn't use them properly. I really did like Cesaro's United States Championship run. Too bad he lost. But as you can see in the background, my Kofi Kingston autographed photo. I do like Kofi, so happy that at least Kofi's the champion, United States. But overall, like I said, the Cesaro Orton was easy to predict. I figured that Orton was gonna win. And then the next match, you knew 3MB generally is just a jobbing joke of a tag team where people just sort of laugh at him because they have Heath Slater, sort of like a jobber tag team, 3-man tag team, I guess. And when Gabriel was going to pick his two partners, you knew that they were going to win, so that was pretty predictable. Even though the matches were pretty easily predictable and the outcomes that I thought were going to happen, I still really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend watching it. You can watch it on Hulu. You can probably watch it on YouTube tomorrow. Like Daily Motion, they'll probably have it on there. But like I said, overall, I'll give the show a 7 out of 10. I'll have my review for WWE NXT maybe later tonight. sometimes they'll post them on Hulu Plus, the newest episode of NXT on Hulu Plus, so you'll get to see my review if I have time for it tonight. If not, I'll have my WWE NXT and WWE Superstars reviews tomorrow night, my Impact Wrestling reviews on Friday, and then my SmackDown review on Saturday. It's for the future of my videos. I may be doing a little mini 10-episode web series of maybe 10 minutes highlighting some things. I'll inform you guys about that a little later on if I decide to do it. Check out my videos, subscribe, and oh yeah, like if you check back on my previous video, Impact Zone Wrestling March Mayhem, great pay-per-view deal tonight. Just started about 20 minutes ago. I'm about to go check it out now. Check that video out. It has the link on it on my previous video. And it's gfl.tv if you really want to watch it. Impact Zone Wrestling, free pay-per-view, 3-hour event. Just started 20 minutes ago at 9 o'clock. 3 title matches, 5 total matches on the card. Should be some good action. Generally, the pay-per-views are $15, but tonight, I think maybe tonight only, it's free. Check that out. They have an pay-per-view Saturday in Coronation. I'll be producing some predictions and some of my video maybe before Saturday, maybe in Prediction League. So check that out and subscribe. Thanks, guys.